Is it working properly? What's up, y'all? My name's Sir Hunts, and my name's Mark, and this is Sir Hunts Reviews, and we're gonna be discussing Game of Thrones for the first Sunday night around the time we used to live stream after the television series itself. But this is the first time we've done this since season 7 has ended, so it's gonna be a lot of fucking fun. We're already demonetized, so we don't have to worry about our sweary language, but we will be getting into it. I can't fucking wait. I'm supposed to be spending time with my girlfriend right now. It's our 7-year anniversary tomorrow, but you know, she's out there studying, so I get a little time to myself, and I want to spend it with you all. So we're gonna start here shortly. I hope you guys are enjoying this very familiar background sounds of Game of Thrones. Ready? That's my favorite part. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but yeah, it's going fucking down. Let's give everybody maybe, let's say 6 minutes to get in here. 6 minutes? You got 6 minutes, and then we're starting without you, god damn it. But, first off, I guess I could wait till we start, but we're gonna be covering some, suggestions from my Patreon, which I believe is linked down below in the description. Please go and join it, and, become part of the Hunts family. Actually, if you're subscribed to this channel and you have your notifications turned on, you're already a member. You just get VIP extra information early, and eventually Patreon only content. I did that right as the song ended. You like that? That's called fucking timing. Hang on one second. Pause it. But yeah, we're gonna be starting here pretty soon. Guess I can read. YouTubers to keep you all entertained throughout this long nights. Let's go ahead and get some shout outs going on real quick, and we'll start things off. If the chat will let me read the things without blinking a million times. It always does that. I don't know why. It's the weirdest fucking, like my audio that never works. Play Fortnite. Alright. Shout out to Angie D, Arden Klein, Blanca Flores, Christian Oles, CC Zargoza Full, I think I said that right, Danny McKay, Dwayne Erickson, Duji Nasia, Helen the Legendary. I like that name change. I like that. James Bodie, Jennifer Crutcher, Karina Uvard. It got that right. Sounds like it might be French. Lala42, Margarita 053, Mel of Winterfell, Mindy Lynn, the one and only Nancy T, Noah Calvert, Polly Esther, Richard Huff, Targaryen Ninja, the great, usually late, but this time on time, Terry Melendez, Tyrion Jr., Landstark. Oh man, I ain't seen you in a minute. And this person I met at Con of Thrones, Wilson, disabled Iraq veteran. I do have some Con of Thrones news that I want to talk about. Hopefully I'll remember to do that before we end the stream. But let's go ahead and begin. Scene number 2. All right, cool. What I have pulled up first off for you guys is a whoops. Wrong thing. Wrong window. My bad. Hang on. Give me a second, I guess. All right, there we go. One of the more recent Watchers on the Wall posts, we got some, mysterious strangers going north of the wall. I haven't read that myself, so you guys are going to kind of hear me react to that live. I don't exactly know what the articles entails, but I think I linked Watchers on the Wall down below in the description. You can go and check it out and the article for yourself. But before any of that, I have some submissions from Patreon I'm going to be discussing real quick. A few of them I'm not going to mention because I actually have a video that I've been working on planned. Well, I have a collab for Tuesday, but the video is planned for like Wednesday. And that was like, I suggest for like $5 plus patrons to suggest like video topic ideas. On that. All right. Is this the post? I posted so many on Patreon recently, like been spamming it. I can't find the post. All right, yeah, this is it. Okay, this is from Dwayne Erickson, and I made the post and I basically was like, comment any theories or questions or anything that you just want me to discuss in an up and coming video or one of these live streams. And by the way, thank you all so fucking much for rocking with me right now. Please, if you can, slap a like on this video. Make sure you share this. And then also, follow me on Twitter. You see down there, @SirHunts. That's my username. Usually, they'll know when a video drops right away, guaranteed, because I always post it to Twitter within a few minutes. That's one of the many benefits, as well as watching me rant and rave on people who are stupid in the trending Twitter moments, like the fucking lady who took a picture of her with her gun outside if I'm not mistaken, it was like some fucking like museum. Anyway, yeah, this is from Dwayne Erickson, and he says, I'm sure I can think of more, but basically, oh wait, that wasn't the actual thing. Okay, hang on. We're live, people. All right, I think this was the. Okay. The fuck is. Oh man. I think this is the video. Okay, here we go. Dwayne. Oh wait, no, he's responding to the video. Oh man, I'm an idiot. I should have been a little bit more prepared, but I guess this is what happens when you think spur of the moment. Okay, so he says, am I the only one that thinks the previous three-eyed raven told Bran, you'll never walk again, but you will fly. And he was saying, so sure, that means he wargs the ravens, but ravens don't walk. Does the wolf not walk? Does Hodor not walk? Wait, I'm like reading shit out of context. Okay, let me go to a different one. And eventually we're going to start getting questions from the chat as well. Okay, so here we go. This was suggested by Lyanna Stark, and she's a patron of mine, and she said, I would like to see a video on the theory that Rhaegar Targaryen is still alive. I've heard lots of theories that he is posing as Jaqen H'ghar, which actually would make a lot of sense. Opinion. But there is also a lot of emphasis in the books placed on the fact that Rhaegar's breastplate was adorned with rubies, which scattered everywhere during the Battle of the Trident. Rubies that typically were used by followers of R'hllor to glamour their user and, basically make their appearance appear as something else, which is the glamour. So maybe he was never actually at the Trident. Also, there is maybe a little bit of evidence with Dany's dragons. We know that she had 3, Rhaegal, Viserion, and Drogon. The first 2 are named after her brothers, and the third after Khal Drogo. I think that an argument could be made that Drogon actually represents Daenerys. You have the siblings who represent the 3 heads of the Targaryen dragon. Which dragon died first? Viserion. Rhaegal and Drogon are still alive, which could kind of sneakily point to the idea that maybe Rhaegar is still alive. I think it would make for an interesting topic, for sure. And I was actually in the process of working on the video for this, which I'm still going to release because there's a lot of, sort of contextual evidence from the novels, more so
all of the information that we have about Rhaegar getting killed, besides Robert casually mentioning it, besides a few other characters casually mentioning it on the show, most of our knowledge of what happened is from the book. So it takes a lot longer to make those videos as opposed to the TV show, because I constantly watch the TV show. So coming up with ideas that are theories that are based on the TV show is way easier than, you know, researching stuff for the books. So if we were to look in the TV show aspect, if this theory has some fruition, I don't think so. I think if Rhaegar was still alive and he was like another character, or if he never was actually at the Trident, they would have hinted about it. I know that's like a scapegoat easy answer. It's like, oh, well, we would have known about it sooner. They should have been building up to it so it doesn't just come out of left field, out of nowhere, and we just kind of feel like, what the fuck is this? It's the best, you know, that the reason why it's the scapegoat answer is because it's usually the easiest one for outside the box theories like this that more so could fit more so into the novels. We do know that little baby Sam isn't actually taken. It's like switched out, and we do know that Mance is actually glamored into being someone else. So glamoring in that whole like basis for that theory more so fits in the novels. For the TV show, I can't really see it happening, and honestly the fact that I can't see it happen on the TV show kind of makes me question its validity about the novels. We do know that Dan, Dave, and George all sat down and they were like, look, our journeys are going to be different, but the end game is going to be the same, meaning most of these main characters, all the characters that have POV chapters anywhere, are going to pretty much end up the same way on the TV show as in the novels, with, you know, give or take a few, maybe certain characters that George planned on keeping alive, like Stannis and stuff like that, being different. But for the most part, it's going to be the same. And I honestly feel like any of the characters that Dan and Dave completely cut out, it could be for budgetary issues or story constraint, like there's not enough time to explain this. That could very well be it, but it could also be more of the fact that they know how the game's going to end, so there's no point in wasting time on characters like Aegon or Fagon, and there's no time in wasting characters on Lady Stoneheart, because, you know, maybe they could get to that same result of wherever George was trying to get in his story. They can get there the same way on the TV show, but just taking shortcuts and not, you know, taking as long to kind of explain that. That's the glorious thing about the novels. That's why, you know, you have people when they read the books and they don't really watch the TV show, or if they just leave one or the other behind, they become you know, sort of accustomed to that show. Like with books, if you only read the books and you don't really watch the show, and you're constantly hearing stuff about the show and you're like, oh, that's not how it was in the novels, it's different in the books, they're commonly called book snobs for that reason. So it's almost like what the fuck was I getting at? What was the point of that? I think I just wanted to say book snobs and explain what it meant. But what I felt like I was getting at there was George has like 4,000 pages in a book, right? That he can explain all of these extra fucking scenes and make people who are reading it think that, oh, okay, this is not really what's going on here. Something else is happening in this scene. There's a character missing, or you know how he'll like switch from one POV to the other, and you just like, for instance, one character will be in the middle of almost fucking dying. You turn the page and it's a completely different POV chapter of someone who's all the way across the world. George does that a lot in his books. So he can come back to it later and maybe we'll hear about what happened to that character through other POV chapters. Like they'll mention them or something. You have more leeway to do stuff like that in the novels. You can't do that on the TV show. People have somewhat short attention spans and you kind of have to be just like straightforward. Like, this is what you see. This is what's going on. This is what's happening. I think that's why Westworld has such a massive following, is because from its start, we didn't really know where it was going. Actually, people kind of figured it out almost immediately, but there was a lot of like debate. I honestly didn't think that they were jumping around in time. I didn't believe that until like probably the last couple episodes of the season. But no, it adds to the mystery of it. So I feel like a theory like that, a certain character, especially one major like Jon Snow's father still being alive, there's no way it's happening on the TV show, but there's more basis for it in the novels. I just don't know if what George's endgame is, because I feel like if that was, that's kind of like a major thing. If Jon's father's still alive, he can guide him. You know what I mean? And that's another thing too, is if he is still alive, why has he been absent this long? For even like where this theory has more precedence, which is in the novels. Why has he been more like, I understand he's like in hiding and shit, but that was, Jon's like going on 18 into this last book, so that's a long time to be, you know, sort of missing. And I guess you could argue that, well, since he was gone for so long, he didn't want to come back because no one would believe that he was him. I don't know. I just feel like it's sometimes, since especially Rhaegar, since he's such a major character, but sometimes like with Jon and stuff, with him dying, everyone assuming he warged into ghosts and stuff. Sometimes the easiest answer is the fact that those characters are just gone, but we as fans want them to be around still so we can craft these theories of like, no, we saw this and Jon's last word was ghost. Why else would he say that unless he was warging into ghost, or you know what I mean? So I don't know. I honestly have said this like 1,000 times in these fucking live streams, but I'm going to laugh my butt off. You like how I said fucking, but then I said butt instead of ass, like that. But I'm gonna laugh my ass off if George permanently kills off Jon, like if Jon stays dead. That would just be the funniest thing. We got our Jon Snow back on the TV show, but that's something we'll have up on the book readers, because the book readers have everything up on, you know, people that just watch the TV show because they either know what's coming or it's just scenes are just way better in the novels. You know, that'd be one thing. We'll have, well, Jon lives on the TV show and he doesn't live in the I don't know. It'd be pretty crazy. Would have, like, because they knew that George was going to write the story the same way, where maybe they'll have Fagon, where George was planning on having Fagon fill Jon's roles of like working with Daenerys. They come together, they you know, consummate, maybe they have boat sex, maybe they conquer the Seven Kingdoms together, and that's kind of what Jon and Dany are doing, except for they change his name to Aegon. Oh man, that would be crazy. All right, so I'm gonna leave the Patreon questions and stuff alone because, like I said, I have videos plans on those. So why don't you guys start throwing me some what is it, questions, I guess, in the chat box. See, are there some more people joining us that I missed? Shout out to that are active, or all right. Wakanda Forever. Fuck yeah. Black Panther is probably the greatest movie that Marvel has made in the past 3 years. Hands down. Not just because the entire cast is black, not just because the director's black, not because of none of that. It's just a well-written movie. Sometimes you have to take race out of shit. And if you do, Black Panther still holds up as an amazing fucking movie. It's just well-written. The director, Ryan Coogler, was on his shit. It's funny to me that Ryan Coogler, who was basically, like, come on, let's admit it, he's just a nigga from the hood, you know what I'm saying, from Compton. It's crazy that this dude has been as successful as he had, not just with Black Panther being, like, I think may become one of the highest grossing movies of all time, but also Fruitvale Station. I think he's done a few other projects. His movies are really good, and it's awesome to see someone like that from his situation make it so far. You know what I mean? So that, and not like on a shitty premise where it's like, oh, it's an okay movie, but the entire cast is black. The directors, the producers, they're all black, so we have to promote it. No, it's a fucking solid movie, even if you take all that stuff away. So the fact that it is black led and it's in like a black director and stuff, that just adds to it and enhances everything. I love that movie. But yeah, I saw a really funny skit they did on SNL where they were doing the Wakanda Forever salute and Keenan was playing the stepdad. Oh man, that shit was funny. You guys should go watch that. Awesome. All right, so yeah, get some questions, please. Q&A, brother. What is your favorite in-game theory and how do you think it will end? My favorite in-game theory? Probably one that I came up with myself, not to sound like a cocky son of a bitch, but it's too late because I've already said it. It's that Qyburn will use an army of whites. Like, Qyburn has the power. As of right now, each side has their own undead maker, if you will, or necromancer, right? So on Cersei's side, she's got Qyburn. On Jon and Daenerys' side, they have not only Melisandre and Beric Dondarrion, but an entire fucking army of fiery priest, the fiery hand that potentially may be able to resurrect people just like Melisandre and Beric. And then you also have the Night King, who is the true necromancer. So all three sides have these potential undead armies coming. If Jon and Daenerys' army gets massively wiped out, maybe Melisandre and the fiery hand can bring them all back, making them an undead fire army. Then you also have the Night King with his just generic undead ice whites and, you know, White Walkers. And then you have Cersei on Cersei's side. Qyburn, and this kind of pisses me off because I did a video that got taken off of YouTube. I don't know what the fuck I did, what I said in that video that made people want to report it and get it taken down. But anyway, fuck those people, whoever did that. But in that video, I mentioned the fact that since Qyburn knows so much about life and death, is actually part of the reason why he got kicked out of the Citadel. This may lead him into sort of experimenting even more, and especially since his face lit up. He was like having an orgasm when he saw the undead white running around like that. He's like, holy shit, this thing has free will. He knows that, you know, he made Gregor pretty much like a dog, which is ironic that Gregor's name is the Hound, and
he's actually more like a Sandor. Sandor kind of does his own thing. But no, and what would make sense since we have loyalty being a big issue is if Cersei killed her Queensguard and then had Qyburn reanimate them. So you have like this massive battle at the end of all of these undead armies. So you got Cersei and her undead Qyburn whites, you've got the Night King and his generic undead ice whites, and then Jon Snow and Daenerys with their fire whites. Would that not be an insane kind of in-game scenario? That's my favorite. To answer your question, sir. Conda forever. Hell yeah. Search when's a winter release date? What were you saying? You talking about the what you call it? Oh shit, we got a super chat from Mela Winterfell for $10. Thank you, madam. She says, I hope you have fun at Con of Thrones. Do you think any of the leaks out there are true? And if so, which ones? Okay, there are definitely some legitimate leaks out there. Like, the ones, honestly, and I know I'm kind of sounding like a dick writer here, but most of the ones that Watchers on the Wall and Winter is Coming, most of the ones they write articles on, those are the legit ones. We do have some legit ones that come through on Free Folk. Actually, I've noticed that a lot of the, sometimes, like maybe 70 to 50% of the time, sometimes the leaks get posted on Free Folk first because it takes time for the people on the Watchers on the Wall and Winter's Coming sites to write the articles. So sometimes they actually get posted first on Reddit/Free Folk, which I think is also linked down below in the description. I think all of these sources that I'm mentioning are linked down below. If not, I'll do it after I finish the stream. But yeah, so there's so many of them, it's hard to kind of pick through. But off the top of my head, my favorite leak so far has been very similar to what happened in season 6 with the Battle of the Bastards. We had all of these fucking pictures of the aftermath of the battle. Remember that? Like where we had, I think it was something like 30 images of the aftermath of the battle. Spoiler alert, I guess you shouldn't probably have clicked on this if you didn't want to know anything about the season. But yeah, no, like we've got confirmation that there's this massive battle. There are potentially horses and shields of the Golden Company involved with this, and this is supposed to be right outside Winterfell. That's probably my favorite leak. Oh wait, you didn't ask me which one was my favorite leak. You asked me if I thought any of them were true. Well, that's that's not only my favorite leak, but it's the one that I 100% think is legit, because we've had this happen in season 6 with the Battle of the Bastards, and we kind of knew how that battle was going to go just because of the way that the pictures were taken. Like, we could see massive piles, and then we also had people that were working as extras. Because there were so many extras, they had completely leaked what happened. But yeah, so I think that one is probably one of the most true ones, just because they're not going to waste time faking all those different props and stuff and then them not actually use them to film a scene. One of the ones that I think that was leaked that is complete horse shit is the one with Jon and Cersei standing right next to the window, and both of them should have turned around. Actually, I think there's one image of what Cersei's looking directly at the person taking a picture, or like Dan and Dave are looking directly at the person who's taking a picture, which is nuts. And not to mention they're extremely high quality, and it was filmed next to a fucking window. So I don't know. I feel like that one could be a fake one. Thank you so much for that super chat. What happened? Everyone's having their own conversation in the chat. It makes it hard for me to read. Hey, has anyone seen the rumor from 4 days ago that, oh wait, September 6th? Is that a new one? Here, let me try to, what is that? When's a winter release date? Let me see. I don't know why I just plugged my nose. Made me sound like a nerd. Let me do some actual research here. When's a winter release date? First article that pops up. This is express.co.uk. Here, so let me do this. I'm gonna bring it up on the screen for you guys. Wait. Is this the old one? Oh no, this is a new one. Okay, because yeah, the Winds of Winter leak or release date gets released all the freaking time. So it's kind of hard to keep track of what that is. We're going to come back to that Watchers on the Wall thing. You guys can see this, right? Oh no, you fucking can't. Hang on. All right, there we go. All right, so yeah, this is the article. I just typed in Winds of Winter release date. This was the first article that came up. This is from express.co.uk, and I'll try to remember to link this down below in the description.
It says the next book in the A Song of Ice and Fire series, which sparked the Game of Thrones TV series, has been anticipated by fans since the release of A Dance of Dragons back in 2011. Well, thank you for stating the fucking obvious. However, despite constant flash in the pan rumors, I don't think I've ever heard that phrase before. What? Flash in the pan? What? That sounds like something dirty Peter Pan does, or like one of his sexual positions, whatever. Rumors that the next installment is ready for release. Fans of the A Song of Ice and Fire board on Reddit have spotted a big indication that the... Wait, is this not even the right fucking article? I should have looked it up on my phone. Yeah, this isn't even the right... Like, this was just some clickbait-ass article. All right, man. Going back to watching The Wall. I don't know. Like I said, they do this all the time. They try to say that they have the release date and that they know, you know, when it's going to be released for sure. And like, this needs to be below the chat. I don't know why that's not below the chat. There we go. But yeah, no, it happens all the time. I'll do some more research into it. Maybe if there's enough behind it, maybe I'll do a video on it coming up. You know, we never run short of coming up with video ideas. Get some more questions. Q&A. Is Mel the literal Nisa Nisa? I've answered this before. I actually theorized, like, just brainstorming off the top of my head, it would make 150 million% that more sense that Melisandre would be the character of Nisa Nisa. I've theorized, I've done 2 videos on this. I'm mentioning it in this live stream and I'm mentioning it in another one, so if you see a video on it, Sir Hunt, he made it first. No, I'm just kidding. But no, in the video that I'm referring to, which I think that actually might be down below in the description. If not, I'm gonna link it in the chat real quick. But yeah, no, there's a scene in which Melisandre and Jon Snow share when they are riding the elevator to the top of the wall, and Melisandre explains to Jon, because Jon is like, yo, don't you need a coat? It's fucking cold as shit. Everyone else is wearing furs and shit. Melisandre's like, nah, my lord. I'm always warm because of my internal fire. I'm trying to find this video, and I can't fucking find it. Whatever, I'll look for it later. But yeah, because of this, it kind of sounds like, or no, it doesn't kind of sound like. It seems like Melisandre's coming on to Jon Snow. We do know that Jon, honestly, if he hadn't have met Daenerys and, you know, Melisandre wasn't running around burning little girls and shit, Jon Snow would have fallen for Mel, 100%. He would have been, like, in love with her, and she would have been trying to use him for his king's blood. Maybe she would eventually loved him. Who knows? She definitely cared for Stannis. But it was more of like kind of using it because she jumped to Jon so quickly. But anyway, if there were 1 or 2 things that had changed around, Jon and Melisandre could have been a thing. And if there was supposed to be a Nisa Nisa type scenario, Melisandre would be way more into following that prophecy because she has seen stuff through the flames way more than Daenerys and her one-off vision that there's like 150 theories on. But for the TV show, don't sit here and be like, oh no, in the books, Sir Hunt. I fucking know about the books. Don't you tell me about the fucking books. But anyway, the main vision that she has in the TV show is the one of the House of Black and White. So I feel like because Melisandre is more in tune with that vision side, she would be more willing to fulfill the prophecy more so than Daenerys would be, just because, and honestly, not to mention, I don't even think Jon would allow her to do that. Jon would like do everything in his power to stop that from happening if for some reason Daenerys was okay with being suicidal and letting Jon stab her not only in the vagina but through the heart with his sword, an actual sword this time. The main reason why I think it would make sense for it to be Melisandre is because supposedly after he did this, his sword caught on fire, and this was the Lightbringer that brought about the world. Well, if this is the case, then Melisandre has the fire of the Lord of the Light, so this would of course ignite his blade if he were to do this. I just don't think that, we did have that fake ass picture that leaked. My head was spinning when that, Jesus Christ, that was nuts. It gives me chills kind of thinking about it. If that actually goes down, that would be fucking insane. But we did have that picture that leaked that was supposedly, according to the person who took the picture, Jon stabs Daenerys and then takes a few steps back, and then the picture was taken right after he stabbed Daenerys or whatever. See kind of Daenerys like clutching at her stomach. I don't know, load of horse shit. But yeah, I don't think that I feel like it is a big theme in the novels, but you can kind of escape away from that for the TV show because they just recently started making the prince or the princess that was promised a big deal in these past couple seasons. So Nissa definitely has more of a presence in the novels, and because of that, George kind of has to do something with that theory, whether he actually has, Jon as the prince that was promised, or whoever is Azor Ahai stabbing the person through the... And here's the thing, too, is people don't realize it does... Just because it happened one way like that, it doesn't happen again. It doesn't have to happen that exact same way the second time around. If anything, it's a hint at how things may happen. You know what I mean? So you don't take it for literal, like, okay, someone's got to stab their wife through the heart with the sword in order to save the world from all these dead zombies. I don't think it's literal like that. It happened like that one way, maybe, but it doesn't mean it has to happen like that again the second time around. And honestly, I'm a big proponent of the theory, and I saw this on Reddit/Free Folk, so once again, shout out to them. But it was a theory that was very well written, and it was about how Rhaegar and Lyanna were actually a prince who was promised, and then Nissa. And then when Jon Snow was created, because he was born and then he ended up like kind of killing his mom at the same time, that was sort of like the Lightbringer scenario, whereas in, like Rhaegar had sex with Lyanna, which was that sword consummation, and then the result of him having sex with her causes her to die. So it's the same idea of stabbing her through the heart with a sword, except for you replace that sword with his penis and sex. The sex ultimately killed Lyanna. So because of that, Jon Snow would be the product of those two coming together, and you have that prophecy fulfilled, and that would make Jon Snow Lightbringer. He's the flame or the light to guide the world through the darkness. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of that theory. I'm not taking credit for it. I think I don't even know the person's name, but they write a bunch of good theories. Let me see if anything from the chat. I guess I can talk about the Con of Thrones stuff now. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so, I mean, you guys might have been aware. They announced, I think it was like 3 or 4 days ago. It was like a week ago now. They announced the schedule, and I'm missing a panel, and I'm also missing another panel, but everyone's missing that other panel. There was supposed to be like a big YouTube event on the main stage, and they haven't announced who's going to be taking part of that. I'm supposed to be on that panel, and then there's also another Jon Snow panel that is missing, and I think that's going to be updated within a few days. But either way, I need massive amounts of help to get there. You guys know me, and I probably say this a lot in the comments. I don't like asking people for help, especially when it's just straight up like, hey, give me your hard-earned money. Can you give it to me so I can go and take this trip? I feel like a dickhead doing that. I don't really know. I know it sounds like I'm getting stressed out because I am. Like it's a stressful kind of thing, and I have been promoting it in my description. I feel like if like my true fans read everything that I put out and watch everything I put out, so they'll read the description and they'll see that link and realize that, hey, this is an extremely expensive trip, and it just so happens that my truck is not in the best condition, and it's right around the time that a lot of bills are due because it's at the end of the month. So I'm still, I want to go on this trip so fucking bad it's ridiculous. It's all I can think about. I mean, I had a huge blast last year, and I honestly didn't know what to expect going into it last year. I was kind of like, okay, this is going to be awkward as fuck. I've never done any kind of public speaking or anything like that, but everything turned out to be great. It was a lot of fun. Shit was expensive, but it was a lot of fun. So now I'm in this awkward predicament where it's like, yeah, I got invited back. I want to go back, but YouTube is not, I don't know if you guys have seen, but the views on this channel have just been dropping. And I think just as a whole, Game of Thrones, everyone's getting less views now because we're getting further and further away from the season 7 end date, and we have still a year to go. So it's like, people are just kind of losing interest. And then also you have on top of that, which I feel like it's kind of stupid for me to talk about this because anytime I mention some of my fucking issues with YouTube, it always bites me in the ass. But YouTube's not even notifying you guys. I get probably at least 5 or 6 comments a day of people saying, holy shit, I didn't even know you uploaded today because YouTube didn't notify me. And it's that on top of it's whatever. I'm going to work through it. I'm just going to keep on fucking uploading and get through it. But, there's still a chance. It's like an 80% chance of me going to Con of Thrones. If this month turns out a lot better YouTube ad revenue wise, then of course I'll be able to afford the trip. But I'm not going to go on this trip, have a good time, and then come home and be fucking broke and be late on paying all my bills. There's no reason to do that when it's, I've experienced it before. And
there's no point in me going if it's going to literally break my bank to do so. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just feel like I kind of get that off my chest. But let's get back onto the questions, because that's why we're here. Are we ready to do the Game of Thrones or the news yet? No. Oh, wait, I didn't. David Jones says there's a great video theory by a YouTuber named Bridge4 that explains the Nisa prophecy actually refers to sex. Well, I think a lot of people came to that conclusion, but that's what's up, man. I'll have to check out that. I've never really seen any of his videos, but I have definitely heard of him before. Bridge4. Check that out. I think a few people were wanting me to do a collaboration with him as well. Where are all the questions? I guess because I went on my stupid little rant, there are no questions. Wilson, he says, Dany and Jon will be twins. The second woman in the Tower of Joy was... Oh, you're talking about like that whole theory that you think Lyanna had two, and then yeah, they were kind of split up, so Daenerys went one way and Jon went the other in their secret. I have heard that theory before. I don't know if I don't know. I honestly give the theory that Mira and Jon are twins more so than the Daenerys and Jon. I feel like I don't know. I know there's some credibility behind it, but like I said, scapegoat answer here is there's more credibility for it in the novel. Don't stop uploading content. It'll pick up again and people will go back to watch the vids they didn't watch. Hell yeah, I hope so, man. Thank you for those kind words. That's what's up, dude. Q&A, Sir Hunts, do you think the last big twist will be that the Night King is really the last hero and believes he's actually saving Westeros from a great other? Okay, tinfoil cap removed. Yeah, you should have started out your question with that. That would be an insane twist. I've done several prediction videos where I think that the Night King is secretly the first Azor Ahai, so I'm with you on that. But the fact that he thinks he's saving Westeros by killing people, I don't know. He'd have to be a fucking madman. Excuse my language. He'd have to be a madman to think, I'm saving you. Don't you get it? Like as he chops someone's heads off, he's like stabbing the shit out of. I'm saving you. Don't you get it, Westeros? This is all for you. I did it all for you. Yeah. I don't know. That's a little bit crazy. Although the idea behind it is that he's saving them from themselves. So like by killing them, he's saving the future of them because they're gonna destroy Westeros with their wars and stuff. I could see something like that. I just think it would be crazy if he, like, the first time he speaks and he just says something like, "Hey, I did this all for you guys." Like I'm saying, that would be nuts. That would make my head literally explode. TV set too. Oh shit, we got a super chat from Nancy T. Nancy is a god. She's so humble. I try to make her. She's been a member of my Patreon for several months. I try to make her a moderator. She doesn't want that. She donates to GoFundMe all the time. So if she had, I wish she had like a Twitter or something so I could be like, hey guys, go follow her on Twitter or go like her YouTube page or just something. But thank you so freaking much, Nancy. And she says, gotta get you to the con. I was there last year and he was awesome. Happy anniversary to you and your lovely lady. Actually, yes, Nancy is the first person who asked me for an autograph, which I'm black. My skin is brown. You can't really tell that I blush when I do, but I was blushing like a motherfucker. I was like, oh my god, this lady is asking me. I gotta do the billboard. This lady is asking me for my autograph, and I'm sitting over here smoking a cigarette, and she wants to take a picture, and she wants my autograph, and I don't know. It was insane. It's an insane feeling, man. It's insane, and it's awesome because back then when that happened, I had 5,000 subscribers. I literally just hit like 5,000 or 6,000 subs before we went to the Con of Thrones. So it was even more so amazing that I was that much smaller of a YouTube content creator, and she knew who I was. She was like, hey,
What's up, dude? Oh, that was, oh man, it's awesome. So thank you so much for your continued support, Nancy. Terry says Bridge 4 and you, that would be awesome. I have to check out his stuff. Is there a way, maybe you guys can go spam his comment section. Go spam his comment section and be like, hey, do a collab with Sir Hunts. I actually have a few. I've got something coming with In Deep Geek. He's probably one of my favorite Game of Thrones YouTubers. I try to get something going with my homeboy Raised the Alba. I actually started my YouTube channel pretty much with him. Like, me and him had this group. We were called the Brotherhood Without Banners. Some shit went down and we kind of parted ways, but I've been trying to get him back, man. I bother this dude all the fucking time. But yeah, I have that collab planned with In Deep Geek. And then also, I don't even know if I should talk about this, but I do have something coming up with Gray Area. We have something that we are working on as well. We haven't actually done it yet, but we are. I think she wants to collab with me and I want to collab with her. I want to have her on my channel. And like I said, she's working on something as well for us to collab on her channel. Q&A, did you see the video about how Baelish faked his death by using a faceless man? Yep, I'm actually going to link you my video on that. And this, that was one of my more recent videos. I think I did that from like a month ago. I covered at the very end of that video. But no, I don't even like Baelish, so this should let you know that it's crazy that, you know, I even talk about it because I hate Baelish so much. Littlefinger is a dickhead. Yes, I think he's smarter than he is in the novels, but that doesn't mean I like him more. Where is it? One of these in-game. That's sad. I've done so many videos, I don't even know which one I put it in. Okay, here it is. Second, grabbing the link for you. Wait, nope. I was about to drop a link to a porn that I was watching earlier. Well, if you want to know what Sir Hans watches in his free time. I'm just kidding. Here's the link. It should work. You should be able to click that and go watch it. Maybe after this, I don't know, or now. But at the end of the video, I mentioned that basically Littlefinger paid. Remember when Arya was following him and there was this weird thing where he kind of had like a girl or a servant walk up to him and hand him this message, or what looked like they exchanged something in their hands. He said something to her, she said something to him, and then he walked away. A lot of people were speculating, not even a lot of people. I actually saw one video on it before I covered it in one of my videos. I saw one random video on it, and it was pretty well done. They laid out more of the evidence, more of the contextual evidence, and this is like a TV show only theory, obviously, because Littlefinger has not died in the novels, and maybe he'll be King of the Ashes at the end. But anyway, the theory goes that he paid, because Littlefinger has roots in Braavos, he grew up being very aware of the Faceless Men and what they can do. So when he heard that Arya was a Faceless Man, that was the moment he started plotting to sort of like get the fuck out of Winterfell and get away from her, because he knows she's a Faceless Man. So he has that meeting with a girl. He pays her the iron price. She switches places with him, wears his face, because we do know it's possible that Faceless Men can wear the face of the living. She wears his face and then gets killed in his stead, which would make sense as to why Littlefinger literally tried to fast travel when enemies were nearby. He tried to get the fuck out of there as quickly as possible. Littlefinger is a master of words, so dropping down to his knees and crying and begging for his life isn't exactly his style. I mean, I guess you could argue that it was his style when Cersei flexed her power and had him like yoked up real quick with a knife to his throat. He kind of looked like he was gonna start crying then, but no, like he lost it. You know what I mean? That's not exactly his style, and because of that, you know, there's the ideal that was a Faceless Man wearing his face, and you know, Faceless Men are okay with dying because they are no one. So 100% makes sense. Do I think it's probably like a 50-50 chance? I honestly, I want it to be true more so than it is, and that's what I was saying. That should let you know how good that theory is, because I don't even fucking like Littlefinger. So why would I want him to be on the show longer to annoy characters that I do like? You know what I mean? I don't know. Got any more questions in the chat? Travis Eisenhart says, I honestly would love that as an ending. Are you talking about the theory that I was just mentioning with Littlefinger? He lost it because he loved Shanra. Maybe. Littlefinger is a weird dude. He's a weird dude. I think he just uses that whole "I love you" line as sort of like a way to bait them. You know what I mean? I don't think he loves anyone but himself. He would literally be okay with using chaos as a ladder to climb to the top to sit as king. If this was the case, if he loved Sansa, I don't think his dumbass would have dropped her off to get raped by Ramsay. And I know that was very blunt in putting it that way, but one thing we have to realize is it was a TV show, so it didn't actually happen. But also, that's what it is. He pretty much left her somewhere so that they could kind of do his dirty work for him. Like they would take her virginity, but also make it so that she's so scared and afraid that when Littlefinger showed back up, he thought in his dumbass mind that she would come crawling back to him and just be so happy to get out of there that she would forgive him for, doing it. So it's kind of like he had the Boltons do his dirty work, which was basically break Sansa all the way down so that he can build her back up. Little did they know Sansa was going to build her motherfucking self back up and jump off a wall to get out of there. So yeah, there's that. Dorne can kill dragons. This is from Wilson, disabled Iraq veteran. He says, Dorne can kill dragons, and they have fresh troops. Jon said the Night's Watch can't stop them all. Southern kings can't, but they can give a fight. I think having a queen makes the difference. Dany with the dragons. I feel you. So, I mean, that definitely fits in with the whole theme of, like, men are the worst people in Game of Thrones and women tend to be the best people. Like, I know that's very debatable, but that's kind of how it is. Like, men are some of the worst characters on the TV show, and some of the women are not only some of the strongest characters, but also just some of the best, some of the well-written. Like, you could argue that, sir, okay, Kitty, I'm gonna let you out, bro. Let's go. I deposit back on this part. Later. But yeah, no, it's I don't know. I was gonna say you could debate that with saying, Cersei being like literally one of the worst characters. She's a woman, but she's also so well written. Some people actually hate her. Like, obviously I hate her, but it's not a real hate. It's a fictional TV character. But no, just from certain comments that certain subscribers of mine leave, I can tell, no, you actually hate her. Like, if you saw Lena Headey, you'd probably be like, you cunt. You know what I mean? Thinking that, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so I 100% agree with that. You kind of need a woman on your side if you want to be in the end game. So that's why I think marriage is such an important theme in the, like when you're trying to theorize and discuss and predict for the end game, you need to take marriages into a heavy consideration because we know that is a heavy theme in Game of Thrones. It's almost like men are empowered so much they want to empower women to like an extreme on Game of Thrones, but then they also have them bonding with this union. So it's almost like they're empowering men and women. That's why I love the show so much. I don't know. There's so many deep levels to it. Shit, I just saw a question, but I don't know where it went. Token Joe Q. So when Sansa tells Littlefinger, "Thank you for your many lessons," do you think she will be able to use those skills by the end of season 8? I think she's already learned, like, using some of the things, some of the tactics in the ideals of what Littlefinger's taught her. Mainly being that when she's telling Littlefinger the lone wolf dies but the pack survive, that's a lesson she learned from Littlefinger. She was by herself. She left to go somewhere, and she ultimately ended up almost dying because she left her pack. You know what I mean? So it's like she was dying to get down to King's Landing. God, this is like turning into a Sansa discussion. And she's like my least. I love Sophie Turner. I'm not a big fan of Sansa, but anyway, I do respect her character. I have a lot of respect for almost all of them Starks on the. I say almost, because fucking Rickon with your non-zigzagging ass. But yeah, I respect most of the Starks. But yeah, no, honestly, it's like she wanted. This is not just. I don't think she's necessarily saying like, okay, Littlefinger taught me how to walk this way. I think it's more of like, just in general, she learned from Littlefinger hurting her. She learned from that. And she's already started to implement those lessons when she tells him that, look, I'm going to stick with my... Because he's like telling her, hey, look, no matter what you do, what you're doing, always try to think ahead and think that everyone is going to betray you, because that way, if it does happen, you'll never be surprised and you'll always have one up on everyone else. But she reverses that and says, nah, nigga, the lone wolf dies, but the pack survives. Like, kind of just reversing his lesson back onto himself and saying, like, look, man, the way that you're trying to get me to think is not the correct way. So she's using the fact that Littlefinger kind of taught her how to think for herself. So she's already started using his life-taught lessons from Littlefinger's school of how to live in Westeros. She's already started implementing those before Littlefinger even died. Holy shit! We got another super chat for $20.19. It is from Blanca Flores, and thank you so much. And she says, in honor to Game of Thrones air on 2019, I am donating $20.19 to your channel, and happy anniversary. Please keep this long winters warm. Hell yeah. I'm like, I don't know what made my math do that, but it was like something about the 55 night long battle. I did a video for that the other day. It made me think about how by this time next year, if we don't have an air date for the show, well, I'll probably kill myself. But I'm sure we're not only going to have an air date, we'll also probably have a trailer. So it's almost like you can kind of say 1 year from now, guys, 1 year from now, things are going to get a lot better. But I do appreciate that, Miss Blanca. I love the fact that you did 2019 as well. That's awesome. And then we got another super chat from Tyrion Jr. Landstark, and he says, nothing, no message or anything. Well, appreciate that, sir. Thank you so much. I do declare that was mighty sweet of you. I don't know why I started talking like Colonel Sanders. What were we talking about before I got completely distracted? I'm assuming that since I moved on, that I guess I answered that. All right, so yeah, let's do. Okay. Sorry, that was loud. Does my mic sound better? I adjusted a couple of the settings. You guys should be able to hear me even more. You want to do some ASMR? Here's ASMR of me drinking water. Let's see if it works. Did that work? Can you guys hear me swallowing in your ears? Oh man, I don't know. But what I'm actually hoping for, that's what I was responding to the 2019. I honestly hope by the time that the San Diego Comic-Con comes out, which I believe is July, like mid to late July, we're gonna have some sort of, if not an actual trailer or a teaser, maybe like a little promo clip, a behind the scenes featurette. Because when season 6 ended, literally a fucking month later, we had a season 7 in production trailer. Like, it was insane. It was like literally within 2 weeks of season 6 going off, we had an in production trailer, and that in production trailer kept us going for like 6 months, dude. So I'm hoping by the time San Diego Comic-Con rolls around, the show has been off at that point for almost a year. Season 7 would have been off the air. We should be able to get some kind of little tidbit to get us through the next couple of months. And then towards the end of the summer, it's going to be in the fall time. So we know they're going to be probably almost completely done filming by then. So the leaks are going to be scarce. It would be the perfect time to do like I don't know. What do you guys think? When do you think we're going to get the trailer? And when do you think the final season will air? My guess is 420. Whatever, man. That was a corny joke. I was going to take that somewhere, but then I decided not to. Here's a question for you guys. I have a question for y'all for the chat right now. Would you guys be okay if I instead of doing these live streams where I have the background sort of playing, it's like it's got, I think this is the episode 3 trailer sort of looped. Would you guys be all right if I played my game? I play Elder Scrolls. It's sort of something that I do to kill the time because it's literally a Game of Thrones game not made by the Game of Thrones people. Like, it's legit. You get to be whoever you want. You get to do whatever you want to do. And I also ride a fucking wolf. It's insane. It's insane. I'm not a big gaming person, but I love this game. I've been playing it since 2016. I ended up having to sell my Xbox. I bought it again for PC. It's a fucking blast. Would you guys mind watching me play that game and then we just sort of do like what we've been doing now, which is kind of just discussing theories and answering questions? Would y'all be okay with that? Let me know down in the chat. Shit, we got another super chat. Got a super chat up in here. It says $2.99 from the boy David Jones, and he says, great community here. Hope you make it to the con, bro. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your donation. It is being attributed to my fund for wine. I need more wine. Thank you so much for that, David. I don't, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen you in the chat before, so welcome. Welcome to Ours is the Hunt. It was funny, I was actually feeling kind of down before I did this live stream, and then within probably 3 minutes of me doing this live stream, just reading the chat and seeing that people actually still do care about my shit, it cheered me up, so that's what's up. Yeah, Ride the Wolf, long nights, long night. The boy Danny McKay, what's up, bro? Preston Roach says, do it, bro. Oh, for the gameplay? Shit, hell yeah, done. I can actually turn it on right now. I could start playing it right now if you guys want me to. You guys want me to, let me know, and I'll turn on the game right now, and we'll switch to you guys watching me play this badass game. And see, here's the thing. I don't like playing games either, but the game is so beautiful. It's literally gorgeous. It's like landscapes and backdrops. Sometimes I go to certain parts of the game because it's so beautiful. Like literally, I'm playing on a fairly nice monitor, so I don't know, it looks amazing. It's very peaceful and scenic. Sometimes I get kicked out from the session or from the off the server because I'm just sitting there on my wolf on the top of a mountain looking at the fucking sunset like a loser. Like the real world is not as beautiful as this, which it is. You just have to go to Japan. Like, I don't know. I think it's because I watch a lot of anime, but I feel like 90% of the world's beauty is like just the landscape and the scenery of Japan. Maybe, like I said, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm watching too much anime, but there's something about anime music and like a lo-fi hip-hop background with like an anime backdrop that just puts my mind somewhere at peace. It's insane. A lot of people say lo-fi hip-hop is depressing. I don't. I love that shit. It's my fave. But yeah, you guys want me to throw some gameplay up here? Maybe I'll do it for like 5 seconds, just for like a few minutes, just so you guys can kind of get a glimpse of it. Let's do that. I'm doing it. You guys can't see my desktop right now, but I keep the icon for the game. I keep it right over Daenerys' eye. So it looks like she's got a lazy eye, because it's like the Elder Scrolls emblem is like a fucking ring. And it makes it look like Dany has I don't know, it's the funniest thing. I crack myself up. All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna put up some gameplay super quick, just for a little bit, just so you guys can kind of get a taste of what it's like. I need to get my controller. I don't know how this is gonna work with. Fine, so I'm not doing face cam. Figure out how you guys should be able to hear it. I gotta put game capture. I've never done this before, not live anyway. Is that working? You guys see it? You guys see the game while I had it up? No, I don't know if it is. Let me see. And that's another thing too, is like the music they play is totally, it's like Ramin Djawadi is back there and he's fucking like, all right guys, play this note next, play that note, then play this. Like it's in. Sometimes the music reminds me. Oh wait, you guys see the game? All right, so I gotta figure out how to do this. Give me 1 sec. Oh wait, no, you can see the game. Yeah, there you go. Hell yeah, nice. Let's see, transform, stretch to. All right, bam. So this is the game right here, right? So this is my character. Here, I'll do a little bit of gameplay. That's my wolf back there. That's Grey Wind. Then I got a dragon thing that follows me around. It's like a dragon skeleton. And yes, his name is Viserion because we know, Viserion died. It's in his honor. But yeah, so I'm just gonna play like this game for like 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna get back to answering questions. Then I'm probably gonna be wrapping it up after that. But this was, like I said, I had a fucking blast. It's just nice and reassuring to get, some support and people telling me like, dude, what you do, we're gonna support, no matter what it is. As long as I'm not like uploading videos of like a dog pooping or something. You know what I mean? Just something extremely offensive. Come on, hurry up. It's taking forever to load because I'm streaming, so I think probably slowing it down. Still see it. Yeah, you can still see it. All right, it should be. Come on, hurry up. All right, there we go. Apparently, I logged off in the middle of the water. What the fuck was that? All right, I gotta move this mic out of the way. So yes, this is my wolf. So pretty. Yeah, rock on. All right, let's do this. I'm just gonna go kill a couple monsters and then we'll. Where my dragon monster? There he is. Viserion, what's up, bro? He flies and shit, but only when he has to catch up with me. If I crawl, he crawls. Like if I'm going slow, watch, he'll like walk behind me. It's cool. Sometimes I get freaked out when I'm fighting like a lot of enemies and I see him crawling on the ground behind me. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I like spaz out for a spaz. Can I kill this dude? I don't have any enemies around, so I'm gonna have to do some shady shit. Oh wait, let me see if I can duel this. This is another player. Like this entire map is open world, right? Let me just go show you guys some of the beautiful. Damn it, go faster. Why are you slow, wolf? Yes. Show these guys the scenery. Maybe it's me being a giant nerd, a fantasy nerd, but games that are like this, like look at this shit. I'm in the fucking Iron Islands. We're about to take off. This is Ballantoy Harbor in real life. Oh man. Fucking Greyjoys. Crazy. I made my character look somewhat like me. You guys think he looks like me? I think I got the eye distance close. Like my eyes are really close to narrow bridge. But yeah, I don't know where I'm at right now. I'll take you guys to my house. And then I'm gonna switch back. Sorry, I already got. Even the teleporting is gorgeous. What is he doing? It's the constellation. He just takes off and you're on the other side of the world. It's amazing. I love this game. I love it. And what's even cooler is when I played this game on Xbox, they had this like open voice chat, so you can walk past people and have your headset on and talk to them. On PC, they don't do that, but when you did that, I would always be like, hey, do you guys watch Game of Thrones, or do you like Game of Thrones? And when 90% of the time, the people would say yes, that's why I'm playing this game, right? So then I'd be like, hey, I have a YouTube channel called Sir Hunt's Reviews. This is my house right here, my tiny 1-bedroom apartment, about the size of my actual apartment. All right, yeah, let's switch back. Sorry. I guess I gotta log out. It saves it automatically. All right, yeah, so that's what Elder Scrolls is. That was a terrible demonstration of it because I didn't show you any of the combat features or anything like that, but I feel like it's inappropriate to label this stream as a Q&A and to spend more than a few minutes showing you guys something that's not related. All right, so let's get a couple more questions going on here, and then we're going to be wrapping this up. Yes, Elder Scrolls Online is the name of that. Terry says, Wicked, you look badass with your wolf. Ride the wolf. Hell yeah, that's what Daenerys was doing. Right. Yeah, Preston Roach. It is Elder Scrolls Online. It's beautiful. Rivendell, Lord of the Rings. Hell yes. Almost every single village in the Daggerfall Covenant, which is part of the okay, so like it's even more Game of Thrones like that, but there's 3 different factions, right? So you have the Ebonheart Pact, you have the Daggerfall Covenant, and then you have the Aldemary Dominion. The part that I'm in, the Daggerfall Covenant, literally everywhere you fucking go is either straight out of like what you just saw, which would be similar to the Iron Island minus all the trees and shit, or something like Rivendell in Lord of the Rings, like just very gorgeous. You have like towns and cities that are up on mountains. It's insane. The game is it's just so beautiful. But yeah, It's nuts. It's a lot of fun, and like I said, it's not just like if you're a fan of Game of Thrones, just in general, if you're a fan of fantasy, this is one of the best games. And the way that they have it set up is you can play multiple different ways. If you're someone who likes to fight people and kill like duel people, then there's a space in the game for that. There's literally, like, it's called a campaign where you can go and you take part in massive wars where, like, you literally are fighting people of the other faction. So when I go and join that, I join at like 5 o'clock on certain times, because a lot of the people that are part of my pact are on at that time. So there'll literally be groups of 30 of us running around just destroying shit. It is as close as you can get to actual medieval combat, other than throwing on a fucking suit of armor and going out and getting some shit done. But yeah, all right, so going back on track here. Sean McGuire, will there be dragon eggs by the end of next season? I hope so. If Daenerys loses any more dragons, which, you know, she only has 2 left, I guess 3 if you count Jon Snow. But if she loses, just the fact that she's already lost 1, I'd like to see that replaced somehow. The only thing is that, like, dragons are connected to magic. The Night King is connected to magic. Honestly, magic in Game of Thrones works many different ways, but it's kind of very similar to, like, or not similar. It's just hard to determine what's good magic and what's evil magic. And because we do know that, you know, the Night King's gonna have to die, at least the magic that associated with him is gonna have to die. And honestly, Daenerys' dragons are fire magic, so that's like the counterpart to the ice magic. If you don't have ice magic, you don't necessarily need fire magic. Kind of, it's like the sides of the force, the light and the dark side. You have to have balance in between. One side can't overpower another side, or there's just chaos. So that's what's going on right now in Game of Thrones. The Night King and his ice power and his ice magic is just insanely overpowered, and he's destroying that balance, the harmonious balance that may have once been a thing in Game of Thrones. He's destroying that. So you kind of can't destroy him completely. And then, because the same thing will happen with fire magic, it'll just become completely overpowered. Daenerys will burn the 7 kingdoms down to the ground with her dragons if there's nothing to test that. So you kind of, it's like an all or nothing scenario. You can't just get rid of a certain part of it, because then the other part will become too powerful, and it will be the same thing ultimately that the evil side was. So it's like, you know, I don't know. I think that would be an awesome duality if they did do that. If they like did like a flash forward scene, if you will, instead of a flashback scene, like a flash forward to like 10 years down the line. Maybe Daenerys is sitting in the Iron Throne, and we start to see that her father's side is starting to come out more, and she just has an affinity for burning things. I don't know. It'd be nuts. Yeah, you guys see how excited I get when I play Elder Scrolls? Makes my brain light up. House Proud, my payment doesn't work with this. I tried earlier and just again, I have no idea why. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, super chat? You should be able to click I'm looking on my phone right now in the chat, and on my phone, I don't know if you have an Android, but there is, like, when you have the chat pulled up, there's like a notification down there in the bottom right hand corner with a $sign on it. You should be able to click that, and it should, like, if you have a credit card linked to your Google account or maybe to your Apple account, it should let you do that through there. Although, I don't know, sometimes that happens to me too. Like, there's a couple YouTubers that I haven't been able to do super chats to, but it was also because I was on my PC, and for some reason it said I was signed into my account, but I wasn't. So I don't know, that could have just been just a one-off kind of thing. Q&A, do you think Bran's power is gonna be warging undead dragon to unseat the Night King to level the playing field a bit, so Jon can 1v1 him? Well, here's the thing. If Daenerys and Jon lay all their cards on the table, use their brains 150 freaking percent, they already have enough to defeat the Night King. They just don't know it yet. All it takes is 20 good men. Nah, no bullshit. But it just takes a small group of very skilled fighters to sneak in while the Night King is being distracted by either Jon Snow, Daenerys, Bran, just whoever's powerful enough to distract the Night King. You literally can get in there with a few solid fighters and take him the fuck out. Like, honestly, I would love to see a band of, like, almost like an opposite to what no, I guess it wouldn't be an opposite. I guess it would be very similar, but like a band of brothers scenario where it's Arya, Sandor, and Brienne, the 3 best fighters in I mean, arguably, whatever. Honestly, Arya is definitely up there because Brienne has fought a lot of people and she's become victorious. Brienne almost beat Jaime. I guess Jaime's hands were tied. Yeah. For the most part of that fight, his hands were tied. Because remember, this is right before he actually had his hand chopped off. But for the most part, I feel like he was kind of holding his own, but she was like overpowering in the fight. Like I said, it could just be because. But either way, you have three of some of the greatest fighters in Westeros sneaking in and going to go take out the Night King. They just need to use their brain, like putting armor on the dragons. Smart fucking thing to do. Drogon got a bolt to the shoulder and Viserion fucking died because they weren't wearing armor. Maybe spend a little bit of time, make some armor to at least cover the underside of the dragon's belly. Maybe a little bit of extra padding down there, never hurt anyone. Perhaps even giving them like shoulder pads so that there's no neck action exposed. Because that's honestly probably their strongest weak point. We do know that the femoral artery runs right through your neck, right? Right? Is that the femoral artery that does that? No. Jugular, right? Or is it? I don't fucking know. Because I feel like I watch a lot of like crime movies and they're like, oh, I'm going to slit your jugular. I don't know if that's just someone being... whatever that vein is right there, dragons have it, and they're way bigger than humans, so you know that vein is like 40 times the size of ours. So it's a big target. If Dany's smart, give them a fucking black steel. When I say black steel, I mean like mix regular steel with obsidian, and hopefully that's like, you know, Valyrian steel. Just give them something to protect their neck. You know what I mean? And yeah, so to sort of answer that question, if they need extra help, or if they would be able to figure out, you know, how to kill the Night King, I think they already have all the resources and all the power to do that. They just need to stop, take a second, and think about it. Oh, we got a super chat from House Proud, and he's thank you, sir. And he or she says, "Do you think we will see the fiery hand?" Yes, 100%. And I'm actually going to a little bit of shameless self promotion here. I'm actually going to link you to a video I did. About the fiery hand, because I go into way more detail in this video. This was one of the first videos that I did that really got momentum pushing back up on my channel. I hope you enjoy that. But in that video, I basically mentioned a theory about how Melisandre is going to Essos. She knows that she's going to die in a strange land, so she plans on returning to Westeros. So, by process of elimination, there's only one thing she could be going there for. And honestly, I think the main reason is she's going to tell Kinvara and all the other Red Priests who are on Daenerys' side, she's going to go tell them that, hey, this boy, Jon Snow, was literally resurrected by R'hllor. I saw him die. I saw his body just laying there. R'hllor brought him back. So we think Daenerys is fire incarnate. She's definitely a chosen one of R'hllor, but R'hllor has two chosen ones. So I think that's what Melisandre's going over there to do, is to go and convince them and maybe get some help and some support. Basically some troops, a bargaining chip, in order to make her way back into Jon Snow's camp. I think she ultimately knows that her fate is intertwined with Jon's, and that maybe she has to pay a massive debt to Jon, and she sort of looks at it as, okay, I'm also making up for Shireen's death by giving my death to you, but making it mean something. Like, you're able to finish your task at hand by me giving my life to you. I honestly think Melisandre believes that her and Jon Snow's fate are intertwined because she thought that her and Stannis' fates were intertwined. Once she realized that Stannis wasn't the chosen one, she immediately threw herself at Jon Snow. Not literally, but Jon Snow could have got some ass if he wanted. Let's just being real here, just being real. But yeah, shameless self-promotion. Please go check out that video, watch it. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. A lot of the people that did watch that video, it had a lot of likes on it. So I think you might dig what I was putting down. A house chatted you, Mark. Oh, the super chat? Yep. Saw that. Thank you so much. Aaron, I like to say Aaron. Aaron Iron Knight says, Smokescreen live in 20 minutes. Gotta stay on until then, at least, Sir Hunts. Oh, shit. He's been going live every Sunday. Props to that dude. But yeah, go and check out. I was trying to get off. I knew he had to stream tonight. I was trying to get off. I thought we had gotten carried over to it, but people keep sending super chats, so I'm not gonna ignore those. But yeah, make sure y'all go and check out his live stream after that. There's actually me, him, and Val from Because Geek, and I forgot to mention this. We actually fucking streamed on their Twitch channels. We were playing Fortnite. It was. Oh man, I haven't had that much fun playing fucking Fortnite since that game came out. I was all about some Fortnite for a while. I played it for a shit ton and then it just got boring. But no, me, Val, and Chris all streamed playing that game for like almost 3 hours, dude. It is gold. Please go and check that out. It's over at, I think, Chris was streaming to his Twitch channel and Val was streaming to hers, so it's on both of their Twitch channels. You should be able to watch it as like a clip or like their most previous video or something. Please go watch it. I shared it on Twitter too. But yeah, no. Oh man, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fucking. Mary Elizabeth said, Sir Hunts, I did watch that video, and I agree with you 100%. We will see the fiery hand, and I'm so excited. Hell yeah. Glad you enjoyed that, Mary. I'm always glad to entertain y'all. I know that's like my favorite comment, but it's the truth. If my video sucks a bag of dicks, but I entertained one person, I'm happy. Because you having a smile makes me feel good about myself. So it is selfish in that sense that it makes me happy to literally see you guys entertained, but it's I don't know, it's kind of like a give and give kind of I don't fucking know, man. My head's going, I don't know, I'm just excited. Whatever. My brain's misfiring. Did you guys like the ASMR stuff? Could you tell that it was like when I was drinking water? Hang on, I'll try it again. I don't know if it was picking that up. Oh man. Sir Hunts, you're a dickhead. Alright. Chris Matthews, can you imagine the Hound as king? Shit. The greatest fucking king in all the land. His catchword would be, what the fuck's salami? Instead of saying, what the fuck's salami, it's like you come up to him with anything and he's like, what the fuck's this? That would be sickest king ever. Probably wouldn't be a very successful kingdom. House Stark, aka, if I'm not mistaken, this was my 296th subscriber, A. Marie. I think you changed her name to that, I'm not sure, but she says, what's up, Mark? And what's up? Right back at you. House Proud, it's all good, no worries though. What happened? Huh? Oh, did you already see that video? Sorry. Terry Melendez, it's the carotid artery. Okay, it was something. Thank you for that. I knew it was, couldn't remember what it was, but yeah. Dragons' carotid arteries are fucking massive. Just like ours. Like, I think I've heard that somewhere. I don't know if it was on Dexter or another show or something. Maybe it was on a documentary, but I heard that if that artery gets sliced, blood goes squirting out. Oh, actually, it was my 9th grade fucking gym teacher. Yeah, for Health A. They were explaining shit like that. I remember the way that this dude described everything was so fucking graphic. He was one of those tall, burly motherfuckers that had like a deep voice. So whenever he explains something, you listen because it sounds like he's gonna whoop your ass if you don't. He's just a very intimidating person. So he's like, yeah, there's an artery in your neck that when it gets cut, blood squirts out everywhere. I just heard that shit. I'm like, what? But yeah, no, that's obviously, if in my opinion, Viserion got hit in his carotid artery, and that makes sense as to why so much blood squirted out. It was so sad to watch because he like breathes fire at the same time, almost as if he's trying to cauterize the wound. I know a lot of people were saying it was just a reaction because the spear pierced the part of his stomach where the two different fluids are kept that ignite once those two fluids touch each other. That's what ignites the fire. You can actually see when the dragons open their mouth, there's like those two little tiny holes on the outer side of it. That's where that comes from. It makes that. So it's like two different types of spray that when they combine, it immediately ignites. But I don't know. I felt like just from the initial watch that he was trying to cauterize the wound to stop the bleeding. It was just terrible. I hate even thinking about it, man. Oh man. I want to ask the sound designer Paula Fairfield what they used to get that sound of the dragon made, because she said that a lot of the dragon sounds came from turtles having sex, which is fucking insane. That's hilarious when you think about it. But yeah, no. I may chat, David. I've had mine ignored on other vids, but okay, super chat at that. Huh? What's going on? I made chat. What are you talking about? Type in the chat right now. I answer it right now. I don't ignore questions. That's infuriating to see. You obviously just got irritated because you thought I ignored your question and need to go back and rewatch. I'm sorry, and I don't mean to come at you like that, but that's infuriating to see someone try to say that I ignore chats, especially super chats. That's a load of shit. That's just not true. You're trolling. Sorry. God damn, that just made my blood pressure shoot up. But no, I promise you, I don't ignore shit. If you commented on the video and I didn't respond to that comment, that's one thing. Because usually what I do with my videos, I respond to every single comment for the first hour. After that first hour, if I've responded to over 75 comments, my videos only get 125 comments. So I've pretty much responded to 90% of them. You know what I mean? Okay, my math was a little off there, but I respond to almost anything. And if I didn't directly respond to your comment, that doesn't mean I didn't see it. I definitely read it because I read every comment. So what are you saying? What was your question? Just tell me, because I find that extremely hard to believe that you wrote a super chat and you're saying I ignored it. There's no way. There's no way. That might have happened back when season 7 was still on, when we had 4,000 people watching us. That might have happened then, but there's no way I missed it. Especially since you're saying it was a super chat, because those get highlighted and also they get left. As a matter of fact, I can literally look right now and go back and see. I should be able to see all of the super chats that I've gotten from my previous live streams. I'm going to pull it up right now just because you said that. And if you're trolling me, well then good job, because you're one of the few people that can do it. And I'm getting furious right now. There's no way. Just tell me what the okay, so Mel of Winterfell was the first one. Then my last live stream was on April 8th, and I got super chats from the Bio Explorer, Big Kev, Nancy T, Mac the Knife, Helena von Leinstein, Emmanuel Falza, Catherine Bassett, Just Chris, Dropping It, Dirty Sauces, Mac the Knife, another one from Helena. And this is going back into March. So there was no super chat that you sent me that I missed, because I have all of the super chats that since live streams from all the way back in March, and I don't see it at all. You're saying you're not a liar, but you're not repeating the question and what it was, and just let me answer it. Like, you didn't send a super chat, that's for sure. And if you thought I ignored it, well then I'm sorry. I do apologize for that, but I can promise you I didn't, and I don't like people falsely accusing me of shit in my chat. I mean, anyone can, you know what I mean? Anyone can respect that. But anyway, if you want to send your question again, just write Q&A, write it in the chat right now and I'll answer it. If not, please don't accuse me, just like you don't like being accused of shit. I don't like being accused of shit either. Question, will the Dorne plot be back on in season 8? I hope not. The last members of the Dornish, anything that we would care about in Dorne, I guess, of the characters, are in Cersei's prison. So if you count that as a Dornish plot, then for sure, because I'm sure we're going to get to see what she ended up doing with him. A lot of people say that she died because she drank the poison. You don't know if she has a little bit of a tolerance to it, so we don't really know how long it took her to die. And maybe by the time Theon goes there to rescue Yara, maybe Yara is kept somewhere in the Red Keep, and he's able to rescue one of the Sand Snakes as well. Noah Calvert says, she's talking about whether or not Melisandre's Nisa Nisa. And I answered that. I literally answered that. So if you stepped out while I was answering that, that's on you. But I promise you, I answered that question and in great detail. It was like literally a 3-minute answer. I explained how I thought Melisandre fits the role of Nisa Nisa more than Daenerys, because Melisandre is akin to the prophecy and she's more in tune with that. We need to make these prophecies come into fulfillment, because Melisandre's more in tune with that, she makes a better candidate for Nissa than Daenerys. I don't think Jon would willingly sacrifice Melisandre or Daenerys, but Daenerys would do it Melisandre would do it if it meant that she knew Jon was going to be able to fulfill his goal. She would dedicate her life to Jon. And honestly, she's burned her child. She arguably caused Stannis to enter a war, or enter a battle that he probably knew that he had no chance of winning, and he wouldn't have done so if she wasn't sitting there convincing him by saying some shit like, I seen it in the flames, bro, you're gonna win. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I answered that question. What's west of Westeros? Lonely Light. I love answering that. Lonely Light. It is part of the Iron Islands, and it is literally to the west of Westeros, way out in the middle of nowhere. Further than that, we don't know. Many people have gone, but even less have returned, and those that have returned have said that it's nothing but water. So that could either mean that they got too far, or they didn't go far enough, but we don't really know what's out there. Other than Lonely Light, it's pretty much just water. It may even wrap around until the other side, like the other side of Essos. Alright, well, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. If you guys please can, slap a like on this video, make sure you're subscribed, go ahead and turn notifications on so that way you get alerted every single time I drop a Game of Thrones video throughout this long night. Also, because you guys are so fucking amazing and you continually watch my videos and show your love and support, I'm having a giveaway for a $100 Amazon gift card. The winner will be selected on 420. All you do to enter that contest is do what I just said, which is like this video, subscribe, turn on your notifications, but also check out the gleam.io link pinned in the top comment of my last video to go into all the different bonus ways. I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. If you could please slap a like on this again. The like goal will be 420. My name's Mark, and this has been Sir Hunt's Reviews. Outro. Roar, dragon noise, dragon noise.